History isn't just kings and battles. It's full of bizarre, unbelievable moments you've never heard of. Today, we're counting down 5 of the strangest. And you won't believe number 3. Top 5 moments in history you didn't know happened. 1. The Great Emu War in 1932, Australia. Imagine declaring war on a bird and losing. In late 1932, Australian farmers in Western Australia were facing a strange enemy. Not soldiers, not criminals, but emu. These large, flightless birds were migrating inland after their breeding season, and they had a taste for the farmers' wheat crops. The government decided to act. They sent soldiers armed with Lewis machine guns to the countryside, determined to cull the birds. The emus, however, turned out to be masters of guerrilla warfare. They moved in small, scattered groups, darting in and out of cover. Bullets barely made a dent in their numbers. After weeks of chasing the birds and firing thousands of rounds, the army admitted defeat. The emus had won. The government eventually gave up and built better fences instead. If you think losing to a bird is strange, wait until you hear about the year the sun simply disappeared. 2. The year without sunlight. 536 AD. Historians call 536 AD the worst year to be alive. And for good reason. In the middle of the 6th century, a mysterious fog descended over much of the northern hemisphere. According to ancient records, the sun gave forth its light without brightness, casting the land into a dim twilight for over a year. Summer snow fell in China. Crops failed across Europe. Famine and disease spread like wildfire. Scientists now believe a massive volcanic eruption, possibly in Iceland, threw so much ash into the atmosphere that it blocked sunlight worldwide. The darkness set off one of the coldest decades in recorded history, and some historians say it was a trigger for the fall of empires. If the thought of a year without sunlight is eerie, imagine a city where people couldn't stop. Dancing! 3. The dancing plague of 1518, Strasbourg. How long could you dance before you collapsed? In 1518, people found out the hard way. It began in July 1518 when a woman named Frau Trophia stepped into the streets of Strasbourg and began to dance. No music, no festival. Just frantic, unstoppable dancing. She kept going for days. Soon, dozens of others joined her. Then, hundreds. 4 weeks. The streets were filled with people dancing until they collapsed from exhaustion. Some even died from heart attacks and strokes. Doctors believed it was a form of hot blood or mass hysteria, but modern researchers suspect it may have been ergot poisoning from moldy rye bread, a fungus that can cause hallucinations and spasms. But not all strange historical events end in tragedy. Some end in radish sculptures. 4. The Night of the Radishes, Mexico, 1897, present only in Oaxaca, Mexico. Can vegetables become works of art? Every December 23rd, the city of Oaxaca comes alive for La Nocidí, the Night of the Radishes. This tradition began in 1897 when local farmers started carving radishes into elaborate shapes to attract customers at the Christmas market. Today, the radishes can weigh up to 6 pounds and are carved into incredible scenes. From nativity displays to Aztec warriors, the sculptures only last a day or two before wilting, making the festival a fleeting but magical sight. It's one of the most unique Christmas celebrations in the world, and thousands of visitors come every year to see it. But sometimes, unusual events aren't just cultural. They can be dangerously political, like the time a tree almost started a war. 5. Operation Paul Bunyan, 1976. Korean DMZ. In 1976, the U.S. military launched one of the most heavily armed tree-cutting operations in history. It all started with a poplar tree in the Korean demilitarized zone. The tree blocked the line of sight between a UN checkpoint and an observation post. When American soldiers tried to trim it, North Korean troops attacked, killing 2 U.S. officers in what became known as the Axe Murder Incident. The U.S. decided the tree had to go. But they weren't taking chances. Operation Paul Bunyan involved 27 armed vehicles, helicopters, fighter jets, artillery, and even an aircraft carrier. All to protect a small crew of soldiers with chainsaws. The show of force worked. The North Koreans stood by and watched as the tree was cut down in just 45 minutes. No shots were fired, but the message was loud and clear. From wars with birds to trees that almost sparked World War III. History is full of moments stranger than fiction. Which of these stories surprised you the most?